trying to reach flights. The Taliban have said that women will be given rights in Afghanistan under the Sharia law, but women say it's hard to interpret what that means, given the militant group's record in the past. When they ruled in the 1990s, education for girls was forbidden. Women were not allowed to venture out without a male guardian. Well, earlier I spoke to Lynsey Adarrio, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning photojournalist and author. She's visited Afghanistan several times, particularly when the Taliban were last in control. I asked her what life was like for women then.
I mean, it was incredibly oppressive. The first time I went, I had never seen a place like that. There were almost no women on the streets. The only women out in public were widows who had to beg to get food because their husbands, they had no husbands and they were unable to work. It was forbidden to work outside the home under the Taliban, unless you were a doctor or a nurse or someone who had a special permission. I was able to sneak around into private homes and see secret girls' schools. Very brave Afghan families opened up their homes for girls, knowing that if they got caught, it would be punishable under Sharia law. I think it was just very oppressive. All forms of entertainment were illegal. No music, no television, really no mixing between the genders.
Lynsey, we're just looking at some of the photographs that you have taken in Afghanistan of women there over the years that you've spent going back each time. How did life change for women each time you did go back? Did things get better after the Taliban left?
Yes, of course. I mean, they could only get better, really. I witnessed over more than a dozen trips in the last 20 years an incredible awakening of women. They found their voices as journalists, as actresses, as human rights activists, lawyers, doctors, parliamentarians, politicians. It was incredible. And to really, we promoted democracy. We encouraged women to be independent, to find their voices. Obviously, Afghanistan is a deeply conservative culture, so they had to do that sort of with the permission of their families. But it was incredible to watch women really just define themselves in Afghanistan.
Those photos are just leaping off the screen, Lynsey. There's such a vivid insight into life there. What are your fears for the women that you met now, or the women that are living in Afghanistan now under Taliban rule?
I mean, I'm terrified, as they are. My phone, I have messages of women crying, saying, "Can't you get my sister out?" I have my friends, former translators, journalists who are stuck inside. We've been trying to get them to the airport. We've got them on lists of potential flights. We're trying to convince countries to give them asylum, to let them even land there. It's been nonstop since Sunday because, of course, this came very quickly. I think we don't know. I mean, we're doing our best because I don't believe the Taliban's promises that they will afford them the right to work and the right to have the freedom that they had before within the parameters of Sharia law.